Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Growing Up Kayfabe. We are the Yeet and No Yeet of Wrestling Podcast, the Yes and No of Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Joe, and my co-host, as always, Darnell.
I'm severely dehydrated and dying right now, so hey.
What's crazy too is that that would be something normal for me and Ian, but you don't drink like that. It's like I should be waking up today severely dehydrated and dying. And you drink tons of water too.
Oh no, I've been neglecting water
Okay.
Probably since Friday. Since Friday. So now got this big motherfucker
There we go. That'll do it.
drinking fucking sodas and shit.
Party. Hey, I mean, that's what's funny about through the week. Like I try not to drink Tuesdays, but I don't drink Wednesdays, Thursdays for sure. And but I drink soda. Like my thing is I go to the gas station, I get a big large Jones ice soda at night, and I'm like, I mean, I'm just drinking like pounds of sugar at that point. Cane sugar, but I'm drinking sugar.
Yeah.
Before we get started on talking about Bad Blood, because we will be skipping the coverage of this past week. Good week in wrestling for Monday through Friday. Probably should talk about Tuesday a little bit because there was the NXT title changeover and it was the Chicago CW debut. I just wanted to take a second to talk about King Booker because I was telling Reese about it and I was just explaining to her, like explaining to somebody who doesn't know like a lot about wrestling is fun to explain King of the Ring to, because King of the Ring means nothing. Up until this past year, this was the first time that they were like, all right, whoever wins King of the Ring gets a title shot. Cool. But before then, it meant nothing. For it almost even essentially damaged people's characters most of the time. If it did nothing for them, then it made it worse. Bret Hart did nothing. Stone Cold Steve Austin, I mean, it just gave him the platform to say Austin 316 just whipped your ass. Triple H, it hurt his character. Viscera, it hurt him. I mean, Xavier Woods, I mean, I guess people were just happy he was King of the Ring, but it meant essentially nothing. But there was one guy, there was one man who the next night was out there with the robe, the fucking cape. He had the hat on, the scepter, and he was like, I'm just going to add this to my character now. I am now officially, going forward, King Booker. And I mean, he's like the only guy who really made the King of the Ring mean something at the time. But obviously not every guy can just turn their character into a royalty character afterwards. Corbin kind of did. I think Corbin Baron did, or Baron Corbin tried to turn himself into like a royalty character when he won King of the Ring. But he just
looks too much like a fucking Applebee's manager. That's his main problem.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because now that I'm seeing him in the outfit too, he just looked like an Applebee's manager at a Halloween party. Like he's like, I'm the king of Applebee's. And they're like, okay, well,
just real bad.
But yeah, I just wanted to shout out King. The entire shtick of King Booker was incredible. Kiss the ring. His wife coming out. Oh, hail, King Booker. Oh, God.
And speaking about Charmel, what's funny is motherfuckers was mad at her for being in the Hall of Fame. And I'm just like, dog, she deserves it strictly for how fucking crazy Kurt Angle was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dealing with that shit was mad fucking weird.
And she had to take the worm bump from Boogeyman. She had to take the worms. So, just off those two things alone, she deserves it.
Fuck that.
Hell no. That must have been a hard sign up for the Boogeyman. You're working with the Boogeyman tonight. Do I have to take the worm bump thing? Do I have to do that? Yes.
Everybody takes the worms.
Everybody takes the fucking worms.
Actually, what's funny now that I think about it, it makes more sense of why he came out during that match I had put in the chat, like probably like fucking Monday morning. It was that was like maybe 2 weeks ago, but it was Zilla's match, and then Booker T and Charmel were out there, and then when they were fucking around is when the Boogeyman came out. Yeah. At first I was like, that was kind of weird, but now that you say that, it's like, okay, never mind, that makes sense.
Right.
That's hilarious. Because Charmel and actually Booker took off like all the way to the back, and just kind of and literally left Charmel.
Yep.
And she's just running around in a fucking circle, but eventually gets to the back. But just that makes more sense now.
Yeah. And also, it's funny to bring that like point out too, because like shouts out back in the day when that storyline was happening too, to where like Booker was constantly like running away and leaving her with Boogeyman. But like in nowadays storytelling, it would be like an animosity build. Like they'd be like, "Oh, when is she gonna be tired of his shit?" But back then it would just be the next week. She'd be like, "Booker T, you're the best. You're amazing. You're the strongest man in the world." He'd be like, "I know, I know, but also don't get left behind again, because I will leave you again this week." Yeah, that was fun times with that. Shouts out the Boogeyman as well. Shouts out Booker T, King Booker, legend. Oh, Booker T hit him with the right leg. Oh, Booker T, and that's ever since you brought that up, it's been in my head every day. Like every time I think of Booker T, I'm like, oh, he hit him with the stomp. Oh, he got him right there. Booker T's putting in work.
Probably one of 2 TNA clips I will always watch, no matter what's going on.
So good. I think we should talk about NXT before we get into Bad Blood.
NXT is fucking amazing.
NXT is so good right now. It's so hot right now, and I mean that in a lot of different ways. I mean, shouts out fucking dude. Shouts out Trick Williams getting the title back and CM Punk hitting a GTS on Ethan Page just to do it. He was like,
the credits going.
With the credits.
That's what made it funnier. It's like they were zoomed in on Trick, and then like they just suddenly zoom out. And you're like, wait, what's going on? And then you just, if you're paying attention to the middle of the screen, you can see another grown man getting put to sleep.
This shit was so funny, and I get it because Ethan Page did the GTS in the match, so he's like doing it back to him in that sense. But oh my god, that was so funny, so petty of CM Punk, and so on. You know, that's on the fly. You know, he probably leaned into Ethan. He's like, "I'm gonna hit you with a GTS," and Ethan was like, "Let's go, put me up there." What a funny like thought process of like being wrestlers of like, I don't know, like if you're just two dudes like pretending to like, if you're just fucking around and you're like, somebody's like, "Let me hit you with a GTS," there's a part of you that goes no, but like if CM Punk is like, "Hey, let me hit you with the GTS," you immediately get into position. It's funny, but yeah, shouts out to that moment. Might as well hit the Larry David music while it was when after it happened, cut to black with the credits.
That finish was weird because I wasn't expecting him to just go out after that last trick shot. Like I was literally just expecting, oh, he's gonna kick out, and then when he didn't, I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. That's the thing about Trick. I say it again. Trick does the flying knee finisher, I think, better than most people. He might even do it the best, honestly, if I'm not really thinking about it right now. But still, that finisher leaves for things like that to happen. Like, is that going to be the one? Is that the one that finishes you? I don't know. And every time, so. But overall, great match, and then overall, great night too.
Cora Jade, I think calling people weirdos and maybe virgins.
She did do that.
Came back, yeah, because it was just titties. That's the talking point. It was like, cool, you came back, but you ain't have to open up that hoodie like that.
It was weird, right?
It was just like, because it was just like, oh, were you actually injured or did you get a boob job? What's going on here, bro?
Like, maybe a little side quest while she was injured. It seems like, I guess.
Yeah, it's like things was thinking, bro. The fuck happened? But whatever, cool. You're back. I was expecting the other chick, the Mexican chick, to come out, not fucking Cora Jade. I didn't even know she was fucking hurt.
Oh yeah.
I don't even pay attention. I kind of still don't really pay attention that much to NXT, but yeah. I'm starting to. So
I think that was kind of an underwhelming thing because I also thought it was going to be what is her name? Vasquez, I think is her last. Anyway, but yeah, I thought it was going to be her as well. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, Cora Jade. I mean, sure, why not? That was definitely one of those like, we're not mad about this, just didn't really see that coming. And then she did this shirt, and then we're like, oh, oh.
Yeah, it was just like, okay.
Oh, is Jada Parker a bitch for doing what she did to Lola Vice?
A little bit.
That was kind of fucked, honestly. She said, that's twice. I'm done.
I mean, yeah, that's all it takes. Fool me once, fool me twice. Fucking out of here, bro.
They'd be such a great tag team, but the only reason I don't want them to be a tag team is because there's no fucking division for that. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I didn't even know there wasn't women's tag teams. NXT.
I mean,
Yeah, I guess there isn't.
they have them. Like, they have women's who are like
Yeah, they
essentially tag
tag.
teams. Yeah, but like,
Yeah, but I don't know what happened to the fucking belts.
sometimes that's the thing. Sometimes the women's tag team champion just comes over to NXT, then they fight some women's tag, and then they obviously lose. So I don't know. But hey, don't worry, Darnell. We got that shiny new crown jewel belt. Don't worry about tag belts or women's tag belts or anything like that. Stop thinking about that. We got crown jewel.
The dumbest, ugliest fucking belt. I just love that some people are just crying. They're just like, what a waste of a match between Cody and Gunther. It's like, be grateful it's happening.
That match is going to be sick. I was like, dude, take nothing away from that. That is going to be incredible.
The Wesley street fight was actually pretty amazing.
That was really good.
They missed a table spot off the ropes, which kind of sucked. He like
that was
flew
rough.
over the fucking table. And I was like, oh.
He gets too hot. He got way too high.
Well, I feel like that was literally it because the rest of it was just talking. Oh, the Miz show. And it was actually funny that they did that the day after he turned on R-Truth, because then everyone was booing his ass, and he's like, "Tell me how you really feel," and they got even louder, and it's like, why would you say that?
What's funny too is that like it's like everybody was reluctant. I like you could hear it in the voice of like, and he goes, "In the hottest wrestling show, Miz," and they're like, "Miz TV." They're like, "Well, we're still gonna say it, but fucking, you're still an asshole."
They should have deaded him with that one.
They really should have.
The 4 people who would have said it, just to be a fan.
Damn.
They should have just kept it quiet. But I feel like there's Sami Zayn and the Don. I feel like that's what they're doing with him. They're gonna try to at least.
So,
because he just looked like a bitch.
I'm now, and if you remember what I was saying when the last time we talked about this, I was like, oh well, Oba's going to become longest reigning NXT champ or NXT North American champion. So, but I didn't know how soon accolade was going to happen. He already got the accolade. They announced it already. He's the longest reigning ever North American NXT champion, which means he could totally lose the belt now to the Don. Totally possible. But you're right.
If he does, then I'm definitely never going to be a fan of him.
Of the Don?
Yep.
Oh, why?
They just Sami Zayn the nigga.
Well,
literally. Same shit happened with Gunther. Like, oh, longest fucking Intercontinental. Let me get that off you, big boy.
Let me take that now. Somebody's got to take that. Well, the thing is with
what?
The thing is with them is, although I agree with that, I don't agree with who they chose with when it came to Sammy. Obviously, we still will never agree on that because that's so it was so stupid. It could have been anybody, and they chose Sammy for consolation.
Chad Gable.
It was supposed to be Chad Gable, and
then they were like, "Hey, we're gonna make you wrestle these weirdos in 3 months. You in?"
He was like, "It actually sounds pretty cool. Actually, pretty dope." I like how he wants to do so much stuff for his daughter, and he's like, "Look at me, I'm getting fucked over by a group of weirdos. Isn't that crazy?" Pretty cool. Anyway, the thing about that is like somebody had to dethrone those guys so that way they can become like if Oba loses, like I keep saying, 100% the next match he's gonna have is gonna be for the NXT title, and he's probably gonna take that shit too. Like that's almost definite. I think that him and Don go through like some crazy match. Oba loses, goes off TV for like a week or so, and then just comes back and just fucking jumps whoever. If Trick's still champion, just jump Trick and fuck him over. But or just call him out, as Oba seems to do.
Yeah, no need for sneak attacks.
Yeah, you're right. Not the ruler doesn't need that.
Sneak attack.
Yeah, you see the shadow coming before you hear him coming. Yeah,
you're just like, oh shit,
here you come.
Literally the NXT Debo.
Yeah, for real. Man, you better hide those titles inside your shirts, guys. You better fucking tuck them over the waist. So then, what do you think about the new look for NXT right now? This like steel, silver look that they got going on.
Somebody just put a picture of, I guess, all 3 belts, like the what was the current
Mm.
NXT belt, then the old one, and then the North American belt, and that's all that belt is. It's just those put together, like colorway wise and everything. And it was just like, oh, okay.
Fair enough.
It's like kind of pointless to have new belts just because you started on a new network. Kind of weird, but all right, bro. I
Yeah.
don't know anything.
Well, did people not like that last NXT belt? I think that's what it was too. Is that the fans didn't like the way the last one looked.
uh,
I
I don't give a fuck what they think.
I hear you. Personally, I liked that the way that the last one looked, but that's just me. Um, yeah, I like the also like the silver ropes, the new logo. And it looks like they have more of like a darker gray mat as well. It looks like too, so pretty good. I like that look. I think it worked well. I think everybody says like the black and gold days of the NXT like was some of the best. And it's not about that if you make the ring look like that, it makes everything great, but there's something about aesthetic that helps out.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if they're still going to be going to the performance center to keep doing NXT after this week, because this coming week is going to be in St. Louis.
Right, right.
But it's like after that, are y'all just going back to that small ass fucking studio? Like, what are y'all doing with that?
Probably, but we've talked about before that they really shouldn't, man. Like this shows right here, and their numbers apparently like if anything, their numbers are gonna make them have to keep doing this because they broke records by doing this show. And I'm like, yeah, it's because you guys are an actual fucking audience. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what I find hilarious is someone like I think pretty much probably like all the wrestling groups that I'm in, like they're all there's always somebody like shitting on AEW's attendance, and they're just like, "Oh, why don't you show the other side?" And it's like basically empty.
Yeah.
And then someone showed the NXT, the other side, the side you don't ever fucking see on camera, and
Mm.
it's literally just all stage shit.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "No one talks about this until now." I was like, "This is kind of fucked." And
And
I'm
that's
like, I get it that it's just NXT's. There's like the essentially the indie version of WWE.
right.
So it's like I get that it's small, but it's just like what? So I was like, I didn't know it was like that. That looks crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's and also like for that reason, that doesn't translate well for like wrestlers going over to the big brand. When they in that area, especially with having that whole side cut off, which is crazy because I'm going to a live show, I've seen that it feels like it's going to be because you see a cameraman on that side and you see like a lot of like tech setup. But as the day goes on and you see it fill up, like people sit on that side right next to the cameraman. They sit right next to him, which is crazy. Um, so it's whatever they do that because indie like it's small thing. But when a wrestler is good, like is crazy good. I mean, I say it every time a wrestler switches over from NXT to the main show. Unless you're fucking Trick Williams or I'm trying to think of somebody else who like recently went over and it was like a huge pop every time, but most of them are dealing with a small audience and it's a smaller audience in the WWE that watches NXT in a general sense. So it's like you go from like having this crowd of like what, maybe 100 people, maybe if I had to guess.
Shit, like 70.
Right. And then all of a sudden you're just put into a crowd of maybe I think like how many they allow in a regular show, like 10,000, maybe something like that.
Yeah, easy
Like
like tens of thousands.
yeah, and it's like that. All of a sudden, you're supposed to expect all of those thousands to know your shtick, to know what they're supposed to chant with and everything. Sure, that might be on you a little bit to get them over with it, but you've already been doing work to get that over. You already did get that over with 70 people. So it's like they do this thing and they're like, listen to how much the NXT crowd loves this. And I'm like, the NXT crowd is 80 assholes who are there every fucking week. It makes no sense. Like, yeah, they got to get it out of there. They got to get out of there.
And it's funny that it is really only Trick, and he only came out for like 10 seconds to help out.
And
fucking
dude,
Mello, and
SmackDown lost their
everyone
mind.
said that shit.
Yeah.
And it was just like, damn, why is he not over here? Y'all over here focus on the wrong person. Almost, but it's like we get it. He's still on the young side of his career, so
For
he's
sure.
still fucking up.
You
But that's still funny. The bro came out to help, and everybody just started saying that shit. And it's just like, oh, we got one. And it's like, thank God Vince ain't here, because this nigga would have got buried the next week.
100%. Organic getting over with the crowd? Not on my watch. I don't think so, sir. Yeah, after that night, they were like, oh, for sure, Trick's becoming NXT champion. 100%. I just want him to get better on the mic, because I've seen what happens to guys who are so good and so over on the crowd, but if they can't get any better on the mic, then they're like, how's a US title sound? How's an Intercontinental title sound? And they're like, oh, I don't know. I thought I could be WWE champion. Not with those mic skills, my friend. Not with those.
To me, I call a little bit of bullshit on that for mic skills. As a Brock Lesnar. Motherfuckers don't want to hear him talk. They just want to see that nigga go out there and destroy. Put on a fucking show. But suddenly, all of a sudden, niggas like Ricochet, they're like, he sucks on the mic. That's why he didn't get anywhere. It's like, okay, but do you see what the fuck he's doing in there? Fuck all that talking shit. Damn. Let motherfuckers shine.
That is the thing, though, is that like it I don't think it matters too much to be good on the mic. Brock's the best example, though. It's so funny because he was like top of the company. He just not good on the mic at all. He can't, if you give him longer than 2 sentences in a row, he's probably gonna fuck up on the mic. But
and it's like, yeah, sure, he had fucking Paul do all the talking, but at the same time, it's like that just shows a lack of fucking working, bro. For sure. You already part-time.
And I'll say, I think that's a product of the era, because that's Vince, where he would allow that. And I think now Triple H is a little bit probably harder on it, to where he's like, I want my champion to be able to go out there and cut a fucking mean promo, like when I ask him to, when we need to, on a daily. And but again, I don't personally feel like that makes or breaks a great wrestler, but to be face of the company, top guy, yeah, you can't go out there and flub every line, like every time you go out there, or like not really have any big connection or type of like nuance to what you do or say. It will affect your chance to be the top guy, is all.
And that's why it's time everyone just acknowledges their fuck ups and then hit them with I'm only doing one take. It don't matter. Let's move forward.
Let's go. WCW days. Let's do it. Yeah. Shouts out to NXT. What a great episode. Genuinely looking forward to I am so hyped for Orton versus Javon Evans. That match is going to be crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm expecting, what I see in my brain is just Javon constantly bouncing off places and Orton trying to fucking catch him. Stop bouncing everywhere. Fucking, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you with one of these. That's going to be good.
Shout out to the Bloodline. Both sides.
Shout out to the entire Bloodline. Shout out to all of them. I mean, let's talk Bloodline. Let's talk Bad Blood. It used to be Bad Blood. How's that song go? Something Bad Blood. Hi, my name's Travis Kelce. That was my girlfriend Taylor Swift singing, and I just come in to tell people that she's great, and oh, go watch the Chiefs play. That's him doing promos. Yeah, Bad Blood was. Everybody's saying literally Bad Blood, the first and last match were incredible, and everything in between was just mid. That's what Jacob says. That's what Amia says. That's what people on Twitter are saying.
I don't care what the fuck they think. The fuck them.
Well then,
the only things that were fucked up were, honestly, blame the ref for the Liv and Rhea match.
Yep, 100%.
Also blame the crowd, because not only were they just pretty fucking flat most of the night.
I agree.
But also, like, Raquel got no pop. Like, everyone just kind of acting like they weren't watching what was going on.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it seemed like. Because even I was waiting for it, and even I was just like, there she is. And then it was just like, this is quite literally what the fuck was going on. And it was
Yeah.
like, you fucking
You
dickheads,
guys.
bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't, dude. That was you want to know why too? It's because that was a Goldberg crowd. They were all losing their
Oh, yeah,
fucking shit.
I already forgot that nigga was there.
Yeah, they were
He
losing
got
their
it.
shit.
That took me out of it. Like, I was just like, I'm gonna give a fuck about you, dog.
Dude,
Damn.
it's such bullshit that they're gonna give him the last match, and they're gonna give him some match against Gunther, and it's so.
I fucking hope not.
I mean, I saw that question on the presser. They asked Triple H about it, and he didn't say no. He brought up like how kind of like, you know, the situation came up and how it happened, and then how, you know, they got in each other's face, and we'll see where it goes from there. And it's like,
It's gonna go nowhere. Let's just leave it alone, bro.
Yeah, seriously. Because here's the thing, it's one more match. So if he's gonna face your champion, he needs to lose. Like, that's it. Like, unless you're gonna do he fights Gunther for no title and some crazy, and he won't do a stipulation match. So what the fuck are we doing here?
He already killed him. My nigga straight up said, "I got 3 minutes for you." It was just like,
when he said that, oh my god, come on, I have 3 minutes for you. It's with that accent too that makes it even more insulting. I think for real for a second, Goldberg got pissed off for a second.
Oh yeah, he was mad.
He was like, "Oh, you son of a bitch." Gunther's just the man. So good. Right there when he did that, Triple H was probably like, "Oh yeah, you're our champ for a long time, my friend. You're going on another demon run, 100% guaranteed." Yeah, we were talking about that when the PLE was happening. Crowd was just like, I don't know what they were doing. They probably wasted or something like that. Maybe it was too hot out in Atlanta that day. Like, I don't fucking know. It was crazy how like sleepy they were. And yeah, a bunch of production botches. The production botch on Cody's fucking walkout. What the actual shit was that? You fucked up his song twice, and then the band fucked up his song twice while playing, which everybody's pointing fingers at each other. The band's like, well, it's because production's like, no, we couldn't time it up with the band. We didn't know what they were doing. And it's like, hey, you're a multi-fucking billion-dollar company. Figure it the fuck out.
I just like, y'all niggas had weeks.
Yeah.
Practice. That's all I'm saying.
And you know what makes me upset is that Amy was like, and Roman's entrance went off without a hitch, and I'm like, no. The man on TikTok pointed out that bitch on the drums.
Not hitting shit.
Dude, I was laughing so hard, and that's why I was like, yeah. I mean, everybody's shit just went awry last night. It was weird. For a little while, I thought the shark cage thing was getting botched. I thought maybe it wasn't supposed to open for a little while there because it just seemed so weird and how long it took for that to happen. But
that was good though, because we definitely thought we was about to see that nigga die.
I did think, yeah. And I don't know if he's truly afraid of heights or not. I think he is. But he was like, that's what I do. I'm afraid of heights, and like, you know, if you're afraid of height, you get close to the ground, you get close to things that are going to keep you stable, and you grip real hard. Like, and that's exactly what he was doing. He was sitting down, gripping the fucking sides of the rails, and I'm like, yeah. He might actually be afraid of heights. I'm not too sure, but either that or he watched clips of me going up the rides at Wet and Wild.
I'm just not even gonna say anything to that.
Those rides are like really high up. Whatever.
And my only question is, why the fuck you getting on them if you know you're scared, bro?
Because I was like 9.
Nah. I said fuck roller coasters until I was probably a teenager. Because True. I was afraid of heights. And then eventually I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll go. Fine.
If I went up on those rides now as an adult, I would still, it would just look calmer. You wouldn't be able to tell really. I would be gripping the shit out of one rail with one hand and like trying to keep this like inside composure, while outside I'm like, I'm fine, no big deal. But as a kid, I would grip both sides of the rails and I would walk up super slow, and then I'd have to let go of the rail to grab the other side to let people go by me.
Bro, yeah, you're so lucky we didn't know each other growing up. You would have gotten fucking bullied so hard. I'm not even gonna lie.
All it would have taken is, I mean, hey, you think that I wasn't with people who were trying to bully me? They were stomping on the stairs. I was like, stop.
Oh no, there would be no actions. It would only be words.
That's so mean.
Exactly. That's like you would have got bullied by me. I'm sorry. Like, it just would have happened.
Wow. So glad I didn't know you then. Such a jerk.
Like, people always think I'm an asshole now. I'm like, bro, it was so much worse than you think. Like, if we were cool, oh my god, you were getting cooked daily.
If you didn't know me, you would have just walked by and like, did you guys see that pussy grabbing onto both rails down there?
I would have even said pussy. I would have found some other words, probably. I don't even know. I probably just been like, damn, he's scared. It just kept going. But of course, the way I say things, and it just burns people. And I'm like, I didn't. All I said, he was scared, man. That's it. I didn't. And then suddenly it became, oh, he called him a bitch ass nigga for not what. I'm like, wait, whoa. How did we get here?
What you don't know is, I think that's what's actually coming out of your mouth, but in your head you're like, no, all I said was he's scared. I said he's a scared ass pussy ass bitch, and that's it.
Bro, I swear to God, I would hate all of my friends if that was ever the case.
And they
were just hiding the real me from me the entire time. I'm like, dude, you guys suck. Like, Jesus Christ, I could have been a better person by now, but you guys just kept letting me just do these things to people.
We just thought that's who you were, man. But hey, they'd be real friends at the same time because they still were your friends, even though you acted like that.
I don't know. I just went like, nigga, that sounds like Stockholm Syndrome now.
Yeah, a little bit.
And I'm like, bro, y'all could have easily just cut me off, bro. And I eventually would have understood, I guess, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, let's talk about that Hell in a Cell match. Pretty brutal. It's pretty crazy. What did you think about it?
It was just missing JR saying Drew has the crimson mask on.
Oh, he's wearing the crimson mask. That's all it was missing.
Because the second he fucking got up and his face was just basically just all red.
Yep.
I was like, that's all it's missing right now is just good old JR.
Good old JR to be like, that Damon Drew McIntyre wearing the crimson mask. That son of a bitch. Yeah. I thought, it's just a funny note about the match is that in the moment where at the end where Punk puts the beads into Drew's mouth and then hits him with the GTS, it is, amongst other reasons, why I'm very happy I never ended up trying to achieve a goal of being a wrestler, because of how weird I am with any type of smells, touches, things around my face or whatever. Dude, the things you have to do in kayfabe of just letting a man take his bloody hand with beads go all up into your mouth while you also have blood all over your face and push that in so that way he can lift you in the air and then fake hit you with a move. I would be like, I'm not doing that. Actually, I just quit. Actually, honestly, I'll let him hit me with the moves, but I'm not doing the whole spraying me down with milk. I'm not doing none of that.
At least, they're always tested.
Oh, yeah, right? For sure. Yeah, right? Oh, my God.
Because it's like, if these niggas don't pass these tests for a lot of the shit that they do, probably just wrestling in general, too, you're done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What the fuck you been doing, bro?
they have some good health contract shit that they have to fucking abide by, too, and everything. And yeah. Yeah, for sure. That was a pool of transmission of all types of bad things that could have happened with that. Yeah, when Drew, it's funny too because you never know if Drew meant to blade that fucking hard, but goddamn, he blades.
Yeah, he probably didn't. But then again, at that point with the toolbox that he hit him with, that shit just could have. It might not even been actual blading. Bro just caught a corner.
Yeah. That totally possible. Yeah, that was a crazy match. The only thing I didn't like from it was the Drew digging the wrench into his forehead sometimes. I'd be like, I mean, come on. And the crowd would pop. I'm like, yeah, they'd be asleep for everything. But when Drew puts the wrench to CM Punk's head, they're like, oh my God. I'm like, guys, it's a fucking, he's just pushing a wrench up against his head. It's not like he's fucking prying into it. It's weird.
Yeah, he's not using the other side of he's not using the actual wrench.
Yeah.
Where, there's an edge and he could just literally just pop in and now you got a flap.
Okay, well, I think he actually was using that side, and that would make more sense as to why they thought that then.
No, he definitely wasn't. He's using the other side of the wrench, which you'd use to loosen up nuts and shit.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't using the actual bolt part. If he did that, then I would have been like, hey. It. Alrighty then.
Drew hit some fucking monstrous claymores. The match entirely was like, at some point I was thinking to myself, and I was saying out loud, I think they need to just go outside the cage for this to make this more interesting. But Drew's too heavy, Punk's they're both too old. You were saying that there's just no way. And I was like, yeah,
we don't need them to do all that shit.
Yeah. And as the match went on, I was like, yeah, they didn't need it. They made the match crazy enough inside there. They did personify hell in a cell, essentially. It was pretty good. It was really good. WrestleMania pointed out that one of the bad spots in the night was Nia Jax's Hurricane Rana, and I immediately clipped in my head going, you know what? It was bad, but I'm happy with it. She tried.
I blame Bayley.
You blame Bayley for fucking that one up? You don't blame...
Couldn't hold her up.
Yeah, you're right. She couldn't hold her up for the whole entire... Yeah. But
that's
also...
all that was.
but also Nia did just kind of fall to the side a little bit and because with the Hurricane Rana, you need to be able to kind of flip your body and kind of land on to, your front side at least a little bit, not just fall.
Yeah, I still blame Bayley though. She's just
awkward.
Couldn't hold her up. Yeah, she's honestly more and more that I see her wrestle, I'm just like, yo, do you need to go back to NXT? What's going on?
I mean,
you're just always weird, not really trying, but trying at the same time. It's always a little awkward with you, bro.
It's everything has been awkward with her since she became babyface. Since she became babyface, it's I don't know. The movesets, her movesets have always been awkward, but when you have an underlying of just jumping motherfuckers and saying funny, hilarious, mean shit, people can kind of look over that a little bit. But when you're being awkward the entire time, we can't help but to see it.
I do not like Tiffany right now.
Why?
She's too hot. Get her out of here.
It was insane. I mean,
she's way too hot.
And
oh no. I mean literally face wise, she's just hot. It's just hey yo, leave. I don't need to see you right now.
No, I mean,
that's just me personally.
Well, now it's almost for sure that she's probably going to try and cash in on Nia at some point. I think they're really pushing. Oh yeah,
especially after the Undertaker raise.
Yeah.
After that, I was like, oh, she's cooked.
And that's the thing, though, is I don't want Nia to lose the title right now. I mean, she's building so good. We've talked about it before. People who need the title to elevate them, and she needs the title to get to this fucking level that she's getting at right now. Getting in more shape every fucking week, adding new moves every week, getting better at her current moves. Come on. Mic work, it's pretty good. So, but she's a heel. All she's got to say is something fucking mean, and it's not too hard. And if Tiffy takes it, I mean, I guess I'd still be happy. What can I say? Tiffy's probably the best on that roster when it comes to mic skills, athleticism, charisma. She's got it all. And she's got
calling people by their real names.
You think she did that? We were talking about it that night. Do you think she did that like a fucking Batista and Triple H type thing, or do you think she accidentally called her Pam?
No, she definitely accidentally did it because Bayley started cracking up. She knew she fucked up. She couldn't hide it. She was like, "Ah, shit."
You called me Pam. Bayley's like, "You son of a bitch." Yeah, I'm excited for that. And we talked about it already a little bit, so we don't have to talk about it too much more. But the Liv and Rhea match getting better every time they're in the ring together. I was having fun with the match. Thought the match was incredible. Again, weird use of the ref cams this time. But yeah, Raquel Rodriguez.
For the storytelling.
Yeah, that part where he's like, she's like, "I got some unfinished business. You deserve that. That's okay."
It's like, what?
What did you just say?
What do you mean, brother?
Corey Graves. And shouts out Corey Graves and Michael Cole. They were on fire last night. They were so good. Like
Cole wasn't.
What? How dare you?
He was fucking up a lot.
Wow. Well, he might have had a pint before the show. I don't know.
Nah, he was just fucking up. He was fucking up Saturday. Not Saturday, but Friday on SmackDown too.
What's great though about when he fucks up is Corey Graves and him mesh so well when he messes up. Like if that's Pat McAfee, he can't really call him out too much on the mess ups like quite as often. But Corey Graves will be like, "What are you talking about, Cole? You're not even saying the right thing." Yeah, shouts out my girl Raquel Rodriguez. We talked about it like fucking episodes ago, and we've talked about it like off podcast before that. Like her coming back is going to finally bring something to the Raw Women's division that they really, really need, and that's something for Rhea and Liv to both have stories with. But goddamn, that Atlanta crowd didn't know what the fuck they were talking about, what the fuck they were seeing, and the ref was doing this whole like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do right now. Do I look which way? I don't know.
Yeah, because it's just like, yo, why are you checking on Dominic?
Yeah.
Like that. I don't know. They're gonna have to explain that shit.
Because it also comes down to of like, it could have been somebody else who fucking fucked up the spot too, right? Like if the way that Raquel threw Liv onto Rhea, it seems like the spot was supposed to be more of an interference where somehow they get into the ring and then, you know, she puts Liv onto Rhea. But if the ref's doing his best that would explain why the ref's doing his best to be like, "Oh, Dominic, are you okay? Because this spot's not supposed to fucking happen here." And if he turns around and sees her in there still, like, as a ref, he's like, I have to DQ her. Like, it's over. Like, I don't know what to do here. Like, for kayfabe's sake, if I don't DQ her, I'm going to look like this match is just not real at all in any sense. So,
I mean, it wasn't.
Right. But, like, I'm just saying, like, I think it's a little bit on the ref, but I think it might have been on maybe somewhere they missed the spot somewhere. It was supposed to happen somewhere else. So, that could have been Raquel's fault, too. Who knows?
Nope, 100% blaming the ref.
Ref, you suck. Ref, you suck. Should we just talk about the biggest event of the night, which is the main event? Cody and
you're doing a thing. You're doing a thing, bro.
Who am I forgetting?
Finn and Damian.
Finn and Damian. Oh, I am, because they had. Okay, you're right. You're right. Finn and Damian. And let me say, I wanted to say I didn't say it at all during the match, and I didn't say it afterwards either. Because there was only one small, tiny mess up from them that I don't even remember what it was, so it's not even needed to be talked about. But I was saying in the match, and as I was watching, I was like, these motherfuckers might actually have the only perfect match tonight. The only match that was like everything was on time, perfect spots, great sells, like everything between it was incredible. And I think there was just like one time where like one slip up happened, and I was like, who even gives a fuck? That match was insane. I'd watch Damian and Finn wrestle a couple times more, and if they're smart, they book that. They find a way to make that happen more.
All I'm gonna say to that is get the tag belts off of him and
Oh
JD.
my god, yeah.
They've literally only defended one time since they've gotten them and done nothing.
You saying that reminds me of how I felt in the moment when fucking Finn, does the reveal, shows his belt. And while I was looking at his belt, I was thinking about a time where like tag team champions wouldn't be doing singles competition like this for some storyline. They would be if they were, it would be against somebody that they normally go up against in a fucking tag team match. But normally, like, if you had a tag team belt, you were fucking defending your tag team championship belt if you were on screen. And it's like, now we just have guys who like get the belts and then they just do storyline stuff. And you're like, why do they have the belts?
It's just the Judgment Day. You give them the tag belts, it's a fucking vortex.
Yeah.
And you don't know when it's coming back.
It's the Judgment Day and it's the Bloodline. The
Bloodline, they actually defend their shit.
What? They've only defended it the one time in this ladder match, right?
No, they've been in other tag matches.
They did the gauntlet match to get the belts, right?
Yep, and then it was Jacob and Tama.
Right.
They defended one time, and then he fucked up his ankle at the pay-per-view. So then they gave it to Tonga Loa.
Right.
And then they defended that night too, also.
Yeah.
And then I think they went against DIY again, and then they went against the Street Profits again. And then one of the times was, I guess it would be an 8-man tag.
Yeah,
because it was Street Profits and DIY together versus Bloodline, and I don't even remember who the fuck they were tagging with. But then after that, it's probably that ladder match.
But yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. Fair enough. But still, it'll be a vortex of the Bloodline having the damn belts.
I don't think they're gonna have the belts any longer because the more people are fucking wanting Street Pops to have the belts.
Eventually,
they really don't need the belts, honestly.
No, they don't. No,
they just have them to have them.
Yeah, it creates. I understand that it creates beef with other tag teams, which kind of helps superstars who are going up against the Bloodline. Because the Bloodline has the belts and there's a tag team that doesn't like them and goes up against them regularly. So they will always. And I understand that. But you could still have that if another team had the belts. You could still, if Street Profits had the belts, then the fucking Bloodline would always hate the Street Profits. And the Street Profits would always come out and fuck up the Bloodline if they were fucking with, Cody or something. Everybody's freaking out about The Rock returns. The Rock returns. Oh. He does all these things. They're breaking down what all the point and the three. Who gives a shit? Jimmy's back. Jimmy, no yeet. The best.
Oh, they're gonna be eating.
Yeah, dude. And I don't know. I say it every time when I talk about some shit like this. But I am the mark. And the second that they were walking away, and Jimmy was like, "I'm with you, Oos. What's the word? What are we doing? Whatever you say, I'll do. I got you." And I was like, dang, still loyal to his tribal chief, my guy. And then fucking Roman's like, let's get in there, fucking kick some ass, dog. Let's go. We're baby faces now. So cool. So happy to see Jimmy back.
Oh yeah. Fuck The Rock.
Fuck The Rock.
Cause bro came out there and said nothing, but then I fucking go on Instagram, nigga cut a whole fucking promo backstage. It's like, dog, why are you fucking here, man?
There's some.
God damn, you piss me off now. I don't want to see you for any reason.
Some real pussy shit.
The Rock's. Come back every fucking 3 years or something, bro, and just show up for special events. Don't wrestle. They don't need you to. You're coming out with this fuck ass belt that probably nobody buys. No. You look like that one kid that I need one because you have one, head ass.
Yep.
Fuck out of here, bro. Don't need you.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I feel like when he came out, if he would have done anything at all besides what he did, there would be something at least to talk about. But instead, he went on Instagram, and his program, in this little promo, meant nothing. He said nothing. He just said he's pissed off, and that's it. And then he just continued to talk about the same. It was almost like it's almost like we have time, progressively went through time since WrestleMania 40, and he just stood there at the day after and waited in time, and now he just time traveled to where we're at, and he still thinks that we're all still thinking about like fucking WrestleMania 40. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get out of here with that shit. Dumb. I said to Jacob, though, I was like, I bet you were pissing your panties. And Jacob was like, I was pretty hyped. I was like, of course you were. The final boss. Fucking ridiculous.
Dude, shut the fuck up.
Because nobody's talking about the real after show shit that happened. The shit that you told us was happening immediately when the show went off air.
Shout out to Kevin Owens.
Shout out Kevin Owens. Said it's on site from now on. Here's my heel turn.
Murder, death, kill.
Jumping Cody Rhodes, which now leads to a bunch of anticipation to next Friday to see what will happen with Randy and KO and Cody, because Randy's going to have to say something because he's in the middle of the whole situation, and he's going to have to pick a side. Now we're talking about some story.
The best side to pick is no side. Just like, you know what? That's your problem now, bro.
100%. Cody, you're a grown man. I think you can handle it. It's not my place. KO, I think what you did was cowardly, but I respect it. I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know. I'm going to go fight LA Knight for a program. They say that they might do a Randy LA Knight program to, like, keep them busy, which would be cool. It would be smart. We're going to end this by, I want to ask you a couple questions. This was what WWE posted themselves on Twitter. And I thought I'd ask you as well to get your answers to these questions. They just kind of listed off like a few when it comes to like, let's talk Bad Blood. So what was the best match of Bad Blood?
The match where I went to sleep. Which was none of them. I
was like, is that
everything
the
was
end?
great. No real disappointments on anything, honestly.
So all
to the point where it's like I'm not gonna pick anything because it was just good as a whole. It was great.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Speaking of, I'm starting to see where Amia will just like start to nitpick things for no reason. To where like I understand what he's talking about with this, but he was like, "What was the point of Bianca and fucking goddamn it, Jade and Naomi hosting Bad Blood?" And I was like, I mean, I don't know. We were just having fun. I was having fun when they did the shots with them and everybody up there partying and stuff. I thought it was fun. I think there was.
He doesn't like fun.
It seems like it. Like I was like, that was fun. Having Jey Uso and fucking Naomi calling out to him, and then seeing DD like again, it was fun for us too as fans because you get to be like I said, I was like, where the fuck is DDP? He would not be hanging out with them, and then fucking DDP's hanging out on the stairs with a beer. He's like, "Sup?"
Nope, just being an old man.
Hell yeah!
Shout out to DDP Yoga.
Shout out DDP Yoga. Yeah, I thought that part was great, but yeah, Amy just nitpicking at shit, saying like, we didn't really need that, and I'm like, well, that's your opinion. How about that? That's your opinion. Anyway, biggest OMG moment. What was the craziest moment?
Dom telling the shit I did his death.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
It's like that was the one time. Like it's been a while since like they done something that's like actually shocked me. Him falling out, I was like, "Oh shit, yo, he might be cooked." And then his ankle was shackled.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, oh, okay, all right, cool. We're not gonna see just a fucking Family Guy sign outside right now. In the middle of the fucking walkway.
I was like, the second that he fell out, I was like, this is gonna be one hell of a bump he's about to take. And then the chain, I was like, oh shit.
Thank God.
Who had
you were still falling head first.
I was thinking, I was like, oh, he's gonna fall even more forward and do a front flip with it or something like that. No. I was like, if that chain didn't catch, you were hitting your head.
Yeah, you were cooked.
He trusted it. He trusted the system. He was like, all right, they told me to go head first, so I'm gonna go head first. Who had the greatest entrance of Bad Blood?
Could care less about everybody, honestly. I just want to see the matches. Like they do all this crazy production stuff, like especially for the main events, and I'm just like, okay.
You're not a big entrance guy, huh?
Not anymore. Everybody's shit is almost the fucking same.
Yeah, it's got to be. Like, so you got to like see some real crazy stuff to be entertained by it.
Yeah, and I don't even think it's just about the entertainment at this point anymore. For me, it's like I know they're gonna try to do something big, but it's never enough for me to be like, oh, okay, cool, that was cool. It's just like I know you're gonna do something because you have to do something,
Yeah,
especially like WrestleMania, fucking
WrestleMania for sure.
SummerSlam, shit like the big stuff. It's like they're gonna do it.
Yeah. I think it's always, and I think it's become, yeah, you're right. It's also like sometimes it's almost like expectations are way too high for it too. It's like, oh, this shit's gonna blow me away when they come out for this entrance, and it's like, it's something weird. Like when Seth came out with the fucking,
Yeah, with all those people
yeah,
like left up and shit at WrestleMania, that was like, okay, what the fuck's going on here? But all right.
or like fucking John Cena with what was it, WrestleMania 23, I think, where he comes out. They were in Chicago, and he comes out and like the fucking. He did like the Great Depression thing, and they played a whole film reel about the Great Depression, and then like mafia dudes came and like walked him out with some car. I was like, what the fuck is going on? As a
I don't
kid,
even remember that.
giant John Cena fan. I'm sitting there in that exact moment. I was like, I want Triple H to win because Triple H came out with the King of Kings at that point. I think that was. I don't think it was his first time. It might have been, but that was his first time he did like the on your knees punk, the fucking that bow down to earth, and I was like, oh shit, I think Triple H is the fucking man. John Cena did all this dumb production shit. Oh, and from my perspective as well, by the way, best match, Punk and Drew, biggest OMG moment. For me, it was Raquel coming back. For me, it may not seem like it was the crowd, but yeah, for me, I was like, finally, let's go. Pretty excited about that. Yeah, greatest entrance. Yeah, I mean, nobody really did anything crazy, to be honest, anyway. So I don't know. Fucking Solo Sikoa, taking it all. I like Solo Sikoa's song.
It's just like y'all gave him those lyrics for his
Yeah.
song, but it's like, bro, really don't be taking shit.
He actually don't.
It's like, bro, let them like. For me, I had Bloodline winning that tag match because it just would have made them much stronger. It would have made Roman more like worried about shit because it's just like, oh yeah, you just teamed up with the motherfucker, fucked everything up for you, and y'all still lost. So you really can't trust nobody anymore. And then it would have been probably a little bit better for Jimmy to come back because then it's like, oh, bro, you got somebody now.
Yeah.
Now you just got to go to the red brand and go grab the other brother. And them winning, it was just kind of like, all right, I guess it's fine because y'all still making this man look weak all the time.
Yep.
Like it's like, oh yeah, cool. He's under Roman, has a 30 losing streak on TV. He's supposed to be the enforcer, but bro's getting enforced himself. He ain't doing no enforcing.
There's only two guys that consistently look strong out of that entire team, and that's Tama Tonga and that's Jacob Fatu. Those guys look like beasts every time. Shouts out on Friday, not fucking Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga walking up to BFAB with the yeah. And I was like, dude, he cracks me up.
That's another thing. It's like slowly they're letting him be who he was in New Japan.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he's doing the yeah shit. But then he's also still doing like this fucking Steve swag walk at the same time.
Yep.
It's like it's fucking coming. It's like, bro, just this family, let them do what the fuck they want. Stop limiting them with the no talking shit. Just let them all be on the fucking mic. At least y'all letting Jacob do that shit. His little hype promo and them walking into the ring for the tag ladder match.
That was really
just
good.
Like, thank you. You're letting Jacob be Jacob.
That was crazy good. And the thing also with Tongaloa, like you got to let that man work. Like if you want to see less botches from that man, the ladder match, I can't recall any botches from him, any mess ups at all. So if you want that man to like start doing better, you need more tag defenses with him specifically. Let him wrestle more because I was pretty impressed by the ladder match. And Tama Tonga is pretty strong enough to carry him anyway. Like if Tongaloa
basically carried them in New Japan when they were fucking God. It was mainly him.
I've only seen clips of their matches, and I could only assume that from what I saw. I was like, yeah, it's a lot of Tama Tonga, and it seems like the same 7 highlights of Tongaloa. So yeah, I mean, like if he could just go out there and do good for a third of the match, like Tama Tonga will just take care of the rest. Okay, almost done here. That's a stupid fucking question to ask. That's also a fucking. These last three questions are dumb as fuck. The wildest attack, baddest blood, and coolest look. Come on, WWE. I mean, Damian had the coolest look. He had that fucking drip with all that fucking blood stain drips all over his fucking outfit. It was pretty cool. It was the hottest bisexual Undertaker has ever looked.
Yeah, he it's weird that he's like 42. Like, I always kind of have to think about it while he's wrestling. I'm like, God damn, bro, you're definitely doing it better than a lot of people did it your height wise, because a lot of these motherfuckers was not moving like you do.
Yeah, it's surprised when I hear somebody like we talked about it before, like guys like him, Karion Kross, who are like in their late 30s, early 40s right now, and you're like, oh shit, I would have never fucking guessed, to be honest with you. Or like Sean Spears, you know what I mean, who's like in his like late 30s, who's like in NXT, and it's like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, speaking of Karion Kross, and it's like everyone's always talking about long form storytelling shit, and it's like, bro, this is the second time in a row that they've used him like this, where he's planting seeds of doubt in people, and it just sounds like a crazy madman. And then you see it work.
Yeah,
because after Kofi got fucked over by Xavier, pretty much, and then you see them talking about it, and you just see Karion in the back, just standing there, bro, just like, yep, I fucking told you. He was gonna get one of you two. I fucking told you. He did the same shit with Rey Mysterio and Dominic.
Yep.
And then I think a couple other people. The Miz. That one especially. He was there at the match. He's just standing there. He's just standing behind him like, yeah, you about to fuck up? It's like, bro, you can't be with this man anymore. You gotta be yourself. And then sure enough, he turns on him, and then Karion just has this big ass smile on the back, and I'm like, why aren't people paying attention to this shit, bro? Like, god damn, like, he's good on the mic, he's good in the ring, and then it's just motherfuckers are just like just looking the other way. They're like, yeah, whatever.
Okay, so two things about that. One, his finisher's got to change. He's got to get rid of the setup, or he's got to change the finisher entirely. Because
I don't even know what his finisher is.
It's a weird, like, man. It starts with a gut wrench, and then he's got to lift him up on the shoulder, and then he has to bring them around. Like, after he brings them up on the shoulder, he brings them around to do some type of like, almost like It's a lot of. Yeah, it's a lot of setup. Yeah, see what I'm saying? It's a lot of. It's like he needs to change it, because that's something that's holding him back in ring. But otherwise, everything else is correct. But I'm realizing that is he just like the rod that the story writers are using to just like correct things within WWE? They're like, people want to see Xavier as a solo star. We need to make this happen. Karion, do work. We need Miz back as a heel because this isn't working anymore. Karion, do work.
He's that spy character that just goes in to fuck up friend dynamics.
Yeah.
Then eventually somebody's gonna be. Actually, I think it was Xavier and Kofi. Like, they both were like, "Yo, what is he doing around here? Like, why the fuck is he over here talking all this shit, trying to break us up?" And then it's like, "Yeah, we're never gonna break up." 6 months later. Shit's fucked up now. He was right.
It's funny, you got to think about like the ice cream scene with Miz and Truth getting ice cream next to Kofi and Xavier, and Karion Kross coming up and talking shit to all of them, and it's like, and now look at you guys
in your head.
Yep.
It's like the he's like the worms from fucking from what is this stupid ass show? Rick and Morty. Remember the worms where you thought you guys were friends, as you have these memories together, but they were never actually there. That's Karion Kross. He's planting those fucking worms of doubt. It's just horrible.
See, if anybody could figure that out, it'd be the New Day. They'd be like, "Come on, name one bad time we've had together. Remember that time we came?" Damn it. Either way, good shit. Always fun times. You guys know what to do. Please hit the like button down below. Hit some comments. Talk to us about what you thought about Bad Blood and wrestling going on currently right now. Subscribe. It's literally free to do, and it helps us out. And we would appreciate it very, very much. You can follow us on any socials or anything we do in gaming or anything we talk about with wrestling right down below. If you hit show more, it'll also show you where you can clip to in the future episodes. If you're seeing this right now and you're like, oh shit, I didn't know, I can just hit fucking 2 minute 19 and they're talking about Raw or whatever. Please, I do it for you. Okay. Bye, guys. Talk to you next week.